This is Jarrod Horak. This is another Road to the 2023 Kentucky Derby video, and in this video I'm going to cover the Robert Lewis Stakes at Santa Anita Park, and I'm going to be doing two other Kentucky Derby points races this week, so stay tuned to my YouTube channel for all those Kentucky Derby points race videos. And then also I did the Forward Gal, a Kentucky Oaks points race earlier today. You can check that video out on my YouTube channel as well. Now on the road to the Derby, I've started to heat up finally. I had a lot of second and third place finishes in these videos, but back-to-back winners. I had Instant Coffee in the Lecomte Stakes on January 21st, the Southwest Stakes last weekend. My top choice got the job done, Arabian Night. Now let's see if I can keep that momentum going. So far through 16 races, my top choices have 3 wins, 4 seconds, and 5 thirds. I've given out a couple trifectas as well in that Kentucky Jockey Club Stakes. I had Instant Coffee in the trifecta, and I had Instant Coffee again in that Lecomte with the trifecta. So let's see if I can get another winner or more, hopefully, since I'm doing 3 Derby points races this week. Now, the Robert Lewis Stakes is the race I will be covering in this video, and that will be from Santa Anita Park. And if you're interested in my Santa Anita Park full cards, you can head on over to therunawayhorse.com. Each day Santa Anita Park runs. You will find those full cards on my sales page. You can purchase individual full cards, weekly and weekend packages, or the entire meet at therunawayhorse.com on my sales page. If you're interested in bonus free selections, every day for many years now, I've been doing my daily best bets blog at horseracing.nation.com. You can go over and check that one out in the handicapping section on the front page. Each day I do a best bet at horseracing.nation.com. Now let's get into the analysis of this video. And it's really not going to be a Kentucky Derby points race. It would have been, except that trainer Bob Baffert is ineligible to earn Kentucky Derby points. So any horse from his barn can't earn Derby points, and he has all 4 entrants in this race. And it will be the 3rd race at Santa Anita Park on Saturday, February 4th. It'll be the Grade 3 $200,000 Robert Lewis Stakes for 3-year-olds, a mile and a 16th on the main track, with a scheduled post time of 4:05 p.m. Eastern Time. Number 1 of 4 is Arabian Lion, and he's 7-5 morning line. This one is a son of Justify, and he ran well in his debut, and he had blinkers on that day. That could be the key to his success because he wore blinkers there. He showed sharp speed from post 6 in a 7-horse field, and he just dominated that race, and he won by 3 lengths. Second time out, he shipped to Keeneland, an optional claiming race. That was on November 4th, and in that race at 7 furlongs in a 10-horse field, he broke from post 7. He chased the pace. A Giant Mischief and Arabian Lion made that a 2-horse race. It was really a match race in the stretch. They matched strides, but Giant Mischief went a bit better, and he won by 3/4 of a length. Arabian Lion was second, and he was more than 17 lengths clear of the show finisher. That was a big effort. It was a fast race. Giant Mischief came out of that race as my top choice in the Remington Springboard Mile, and he ended up finishing second that day. He had a troubled trip, could have won that race with a different journey, but he ran well there. But Arabian Lion did not run well in his next start. That was the Los Al Futurity. He had post 5 in a 5-horse field. He was chasing the pace. He finished 5th, beating 12 lengths as the heavy favorite. So he was a favorite in all 3 starts. He really ran well in his first start with blinkers. He took blinkers off in his second start. He did not have them in the Los Al Futurity, but he has blinkers back on in this spot. They paid $600,000 for him, and he drilled a bullet workout for this. 5 furlongs in 58 and change, best of 73 at Santa Anita Park on January 29th. John Velasquez, his winning rider, stays put, and I would expect that he's going to be forwardly placed from that inside post. Newgate is number 2 for Baffert, and this one has run 5 times with a win and 2 seconds. His win was in his career debut. He was 1-2. That was at Del Mar at 5.5 furlongs, and he pressed the pace and he won nicely. His second career start, the Del Mar Futurity, he stalked the pace and he was 4th, beaten 10 lengths. Cave Rock having a meltdown were 1-2 there, his stablemates, and he just faded that day. The Breeders' Futurity, he stretched out in distance to a mile and a 16th. He was, after chasing the pace, he was 5th in a 14-horse field. Forte was the winner there, and he's your 2-year-old champion, and he won the Breeders' Cup Juvenile in his next start. The Bob Hope Stakes for Newgate was his next start as he returned to Southern California, 7 furlongs, and he removed blinkers, and he chased the pace, and he finished second, and a clear second that day behind his stablemate having a meltdown. Last time out in the Sham Stakes, Again, it was like one of those Baffert runners there, and Newgate ended up finishing second, a neck behind his stablemate. Then another stablemate, National Treasure, was third there as my top choice. And again, he had blinkers. He didn't wear blinkers in that start. So he's run well when they took the blinkers off in his last couple, and he's learned to relax. Frankie Dettori got to know him last time. I would expect that he's going to be in a decent striking range in this short field, probably sitting there within a few lengths of the lead. Worcester is the next one for trainer Bob Baffert. This one Juan Hernandez will ride. He was aboard in both starts, and this one's still a maiden. Empire Maker, the sire, and Super Saver, the dam sire, he's certainly bred to go on. So he's one that I think should continue to improve this year, but he's still looking for that first win. In his career debut, he was fourth in an 8-horse field. He just raced evenly. He just missed third by a head. He wasn't really close to the top two at all. Overall, a good learning experience for him. He added Lasix in his second start, won a good track at 6.5 furlongs. And I should mention that his stablemates, Foston and Sonoran, beat him in his debut. And then again, another one of his stablemates, Hijazi, an expensive purchase for Baffert, finally got his maiden win, going wire to wire at 6.5 furlongs on that good track on January 15th. And this colt ended up rallying and finished second, and he was a clear second. That was 20 days ago on January 15th. So he's one that's going to be coming back, and he's going to try to get involved in the stretch here. I wouldn't be surprised if he was last early trying to pass his other rivals. But he's the one horse in here that certainly should enjoy the added ground. Hard to Figure rounds out the field. He's adding blinkers. He wore blinkers in his first two starts, and he finished third in both of those, set the pace in his debut, stretched out, stalked the pace from post 10, and was a well-beaten third in his second career start. And his stablemate Newgate did beat him in that debut. And then in his third start in the Capote Stakes, a restricted stakes race, he broke his maiden 6.5 furlongs at Los Al, pressed the pace, won nicely under Ramon Vazquez. Flavien Prat rode him in the Grade 3 Bob Hope, and his stablemates having a meltdown, and Newgate dominated that one. Practical Move was third, and Hard to Figure finished last, lugging out, beaten 13 lengths. So now putting those blinkers back on in this spot, maybe he's going to try to get involved early. Ramon Vazquez gets back aboard. He rode him once, and that was in that maiden win. So I would expect that he should be part of the pace, but I would not be surprised if number one, Arabian Lion, from that inside post, they don't play any games and they just try to go out there and set the pace. I picked him in the Los Al Futurity. He didn't run well. He ran too poorly to believe based on those first two starts. It's possible he's just best as a sprinter. We'll find out if he can go on in here. I'm going to make Arabian Lion my top choice. I think putting blinkers on, inside post, they just want to go to the front and try to wire the field in here. And that bullet work was strong. So I'm thinking with blinkers, he's going to bounce back and run a much better race. So Arabian Lion, my top choice over number 3, Worcester. So I'm just going to play a one-way, I'll bet Arabian Lion number 1 to win, and then a one-way exacta 1-3. I don't want to get too involved in this 4-horse field. Just want to really watch it and see if any of these horses look like they could be Derby contenders. Because I believe somewhere later in February, if horses are going to become eligible to run in the Derby that were previously trained by Baffert, they have to move out of his barn sometime later this month. So we'll see how all that plays out. But Arabian Lion will be my top choice in the Robert Lewis Stakes. So don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment if you like this content, and that will wrap up this video. I'll be back, and I'm going to be doing 2 other Road to the Derby videos this week on my YouTube channel, so stay tuned, and until I see you next time, good luck at the races.